Hi guys, welcome to this episode of Trip Around the Multiverse with your man with the spray painted bodysuit, CY Chung.
And the 7'7" behemoth, who probably isn't really 7'7", Carl Charles.
Well, he's built at 8 foot kayfabe height sometimes, so
Yeah, wrestling. So stupid. And we are going to talk about and review. Well, not review. He's going to give our opinions on the 5 top matches of Giant Gonzales, or
yes.
What's his other name? El Gigancho?
El Gigante.
That's it, El Gigante. In his career in both WCW and WWF at that time. Yeah.
I'll tell you what's kind of funny though. So this guy graduated from the WCW power plant, and I'm like,
did he?
Apparently.
Oh,
right?
wow. Okay.
And I'm like, wait, just a second, right? WCW power plant doesn't seem particularly well trained.
No.
Like, I don't know how many people they come out of the power plant that are actually good, but you let this guy into your ring, and the quality he is, I'm like, well, that doesn't bode well for, all your graduates.
That was
or
hilarious.
The quality of the school, you know?
Like, the ones they pushed from the power plant were the ones that weren't good. And then the ones that were good, i.e. like, not Sean Stacey, what's his name? Like, Mark Jindrak and the other guys.
Yeah.
They didn't get pushed whatsoever.
The natural born thrillers, right?
Yeah. All those guys. You're like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So we are looking at the top 5 matches of Giant Gonzales / El Gigante, of which from the list we're looking at cagematch.net, sorry, he's only got 9 matches, right? and from 6 onwards, they're unrated. Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
And there's reasons.
Oh, you know what? None of this is as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No, I thought it was going to be like terror buffle, like can't watch, but they were okay.
The thing is, when you know what you're going in for, you're kind of fine.
Yeah.
We'll watch this for entertainment, and I wouldn't say I was entertained, but at the same time, I wasn't not entertained.
Yeah. It wasn't like going into like a Hogan match. Sorry, and you just know it's, or like one of those matches where people like talk up to be really good, and you watch it like this.
Yeah.
Is trash.
Yeah. But, I mean,
no expectations, so I didn't really expect much.
From what I get from the entire all these matches is he oversells and undersells at the same time, because he's a pantomime character. He doesn't know when to tone it down or when to dial it up.
Yeah. And
his facial expressions don't match what he's doing sometimes.
No.
And that's why it's the undersell, because his face doesn't seem to do it, yeah? But then his arms flail like he's grabbing for air.
Yeah.
You know, he's trying to grasp the air for stuff.
And like, it doesn't help like face expression wise, because like he has the face of like a 14-year-old boy with a beard stuck on.
Yeah.
And that's like for his whole career. So it's like, I can't really be scared of you because you've got like some weird friendly face. Yeah,
and the only thing he does he sells with his face is like when he gets hit, yeah, and he pretends that he's hurt, but he's like, whoo, you know, like, ooh, I just got hit. Take a deep breath, yeah, shake my head. All right, but your selling's the same all the time.
Yeah, which this is terrible, but
so. Number 1, right? Number 1 in this match we're looking at is El Gigante. This is WCW. El Gigante and Paul Orndorff versus Junk Dog
JYD. Yeah.
Versus the 4 Horsemen. 3 of the 4 Horsemen.
Yeah.
Arn Anderson, Barry Windham, and Sid Vicious at the Great American Bash 1990. This went 9 minutes long, right? On the 7th of July 1990.
Yeah.
Now. I'm going to say this, right? Our boy was not tagged in at all.
No.
Which is great.
Was he?
Yeah?
No, he wasn't.
Because all the heels, right, they sell the fear of El Gigante. Now, I'm like, they're selling fear to the audience of how massive he is, right? And no one to be hurt by him. But I'm also the wrestlers themselves are setting fear of having to wrestle this guy. That's what the other thing is. So it's like this is how genuine it is. It's like, don't make me wrestle him, please.
It's like, well, who have I pissed off to be put in this match?
Yeah. Arn Anderson was great because he was like, I think he kind of he was selling something and he kind of went towards their corner.
Yeah.
Right. I staggered around a bit and then turned around and he's facing El Gigante and he just shuffled back into his corner and he's wide-eyed like he's super scared. I'm like, yeah. And Barry Windham does the same as well. I'm like, you guys are jokers.
One thing I'll say about Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
He has always looked like he's in his 60s.
Yes.
Like face-wise. Like body,
what's
no,
funny is
face-wise.
10 years older than Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
And when Arn Anderson was the age that Arn Anderson looked.
Yeah.
He never aged beyond that.
No. Because he looks exactly the same now, with just less hair.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, there was a spot, it was a really funny spot there. Sid he grabbed the referee and he meant to distract the referee for something, but then one of the faces grabs Sid and they do the double headbutt spot. And then Sid staggers over to the referee again to do the exact same thing he was meant to do previously. I think he just went for it too soon.
Yeah.
And then the heels double team and take control. So the heels stop a hot tag to El Gigante by knocking Paul Orndorff into Junkyard Dog's tag.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, yes, well done. Because nobody wants to get in the ring with this guy, right?
No.
And yeah, then all the heels attack Junkyard Dog for the disqualification. And then El Gigante shoves all the heels out of the ring and the baby faces celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, right. But even his shoving was terrible.
Yep.
Because he's shoving them and they didn't bump off his shoves.
No.
Or something else, an odd thing where it's like, he's like shoving them and go, come on, or whatever, right? But you would have thought they would have sold a shove like into the mat and just roll out the ring and be like,
Or maybe they thought selling time's over. I can't be bothered.
Well, not even that, yeah. I think it's like, maybe they were like, his shoves are so weak, I can't sell it like this.
Yeah, because then it just makes me look stupid and him look even more. Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but I like how well planned this match was because they didn't get like that. They didn't want to wrestle him or have him wrestle. They're like, allow this, forget that.
Yeah, we'll sell him as a threat and just leave it as that.
Yeah. This got a 3.71 rating from 6 votes in a cage match. Probably about right, actually, to be honest.
Yeah, about right.
I mean, look, you had everyone else in the ring that doing stuff, but
yeah, about to say you had like Arn Anderson and Barry Windham.
Yeah.
Who had 2 really good wrestlers, and you also had on the face side JYD and Paul Orndorff. Again, 2 very good wrestlers who can carry the match.
But this is out of 10, by the way. So this is 3.7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's terrible. But
I say it's kind of fair though because it was a bit of a cluster.
Yeah. And
what they did was basic stuff-ish. I mean, there wasn't anything spectacular. It was just another match, a filler card match.
Yeah, like you said, just waste time between that and the main event. I think it was in between, or there was another important match after this. So this is like the sort of
probably the come down match, right?
Yeah, give you time to breathe. Yeah.
All right. So you have not really any comments to make about this match. Well, okay. First of all, we can't really comment on what Giant Gonzales does because they just make sure that he doesn't do anything, which is great.
Yeah. I say Sid looked jacked, really jacked.
Oh
in
yeah.
this match.
Well, the thing is, usually Sid's one of the biggest guys in the ring, right? Yeah. But he looked like a small little man compared to Giant Gonzales.
But then saying that, I was like, oh, Sid's normally tall. But then Barry Windham was quite tall as well.
Yeah.
I was like, Sid,
yeah, but that's the thing is once El Gigante was in the ring, he made everyone look small.
Yeah. But I just like, oh, Sid, you're not that big.
Look, I have to say, it's well planned that how they choreographed it.
Yeah.
Where they made Giant Gonzales look like a threat and then make everyone wait for the hot tag for the faces hot tag Giant Gonzales. Other than that, I mean, you got good people in the ring. I mean, look, like you say, Arn Anderson, Barry Windham, Sid, we are entertained by, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him the greatest, but we are entertained by him.
Yeah.
And but for some reason they just kind of. I don't even say it's a match of its time because during the 90s, they still have good matches.
Yeah. It's a weird. It sits in that weird like space where I wouldn't even call it a match. If anything, it's just
I mean, they just like we got time to fill.
Yeah.
You guys want to get your payday? Yeah, okay, we'll get a payday. All right. That's it.
Or it feels more like we need to put everyone on the card, so you guys ain't do nothing. We just put you in a match.
Yeah. So next match, tag match: Dustin Rhodes and Ricky Morton from the Rock and Roll Express. But I don't know why they call him Richard Morton. I don't, because it's a bit confusing.
I think this is when he left and he tried to become like more of a serious person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he went to Richard Morton, and then he went back to Ricky Morton after.
Yeah. Versus El Gigante and Larry Zbyszko.
Yep.
Yeah. This was Starrcade 91. The Lethal Lottery Battle Bowl, where people were put together random teams, right? That's what it seemed.
Yeah, I think it was, because I kind of like did a bit of research. Like, so you could put in a random team, have a draw, and then I think the winners go on to fight the tag team champions.
Yeah. This was on the 29th of December, 91. This match is a tag team match that got a free on the dot. Exact free rating on Cage Match.
Ooh.
And I would also say that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
Now, right, so Dustin tags in Ricky Morton and Larry Zbyszko tells El Gigante in, right?
Yeah.
And then Ricky Morton just turns around and just tags Dustin back in. I was like, that's actually quite funny. I don't know if they were who were meant to be the heroes, but I guess Larry Zbyszko and El Gigante, well, Lethal Lottery, right?
Yeah.
But I guess you won't do what Ricky Morton did if you weren't a heel. And Larry Zbyszko was obviously the heel for his team.
Yeah, I think it was a team of face and heel, wasn't it? Yeah. Because I know Dustin was a face at this point.
Yeah. So El Gigante scoops lands Ricky Morton. And this was a funny thing because Ricky Morton's feet hit the ground way before his body. And I was like, is it the distance? Because he scooped him up and then he tucked his head in.
Yeah.
But he let his feet down before, like, because he's so tall off the ground, it looks at, it's like he placed him.
Weird.
Yeah. And then,
Or maybe he was not confident in his skills and he didn't want to
No, because he does another slam later on and it's fine.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
El Gigante no sells a Dustin Rhodes drop kick.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, fair enough.
Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, and he gives a much better choke slam, like I said, to Dustin.
Yeah.
And throughout this match, the Briscoe has been like commanding or berating El Gigante.
Yeah.
Telling him what to do and stuff like that. So for the 6 minutes the match was, that was a build for a reason. Because Larry Zbyszko then slaps El Gigante in the head. And then El Gigante grabs Larry Zbyszko, flings him in the ring, Irish whips him into a double trip kick from Dustin Runnels and Ricky Morton, and they pin him. And then
that was that.
And that was that. And El Gigante's still in the ring. Just as the count's happening. Which is, okay, what's really odd is El Gigante, he's tagged in, right? Yeah. So he grabs over Zbyszko and throws him. So, okay, we'll assume that is a tag, yeah?
Yeah.
And then you can attack your own teammate, I suppose, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
And you get a double drop kick, which is fine because the other side. I don't know if because the camera's focused on El Gigante, so you don't know if they actually did a tag or not. But then we'll just assume they did, right?
Yeah, we just assume.
But then everyone is in the ring while the pin is happening. So it's like, I don't want to say WCW, but this is what happens, by the way, in matches where you're like, but the rules are the rules, except sometimes when they're not.
Yeah. They suit themselves when they want to. Yeah. It gets kind of annoying.
And then commentary says, what a great match. And I'm like,
no.
I'm like, you bunch of jabronis.
You lying assholes.
Yeah. It was not a great match. Our boy tried. He tried. Right? In a tag match, they couldn't keep him out of the action. You'd have thought, right, that he could do the basic stuff.
Yeah.
A scoop slam's fine. You can muck it. Fair enough the first one, but the second one looked better. Irish whip, whatever. But and everyone else in the ring was trying with this guy. So yeah. I don't know if, for example, you give him hit him and he can no sell stuff, but at the same time, I don't even think selling is good enough to, he's just better off no selling.
Yeah,
you can only do so much of a guy that does that.
Height should really do in it. Either no sell, just no sell.
Yeah,
but I guess not.
I mean, we could get to overall. I think of him a bit later on because we're cleaning up his matches really quickly because
there's not much
not that long either.
No,
and sometimes there's not much detail to go through. But
no.
Okay, on to the third match, a rest in peace match. Giant Gonzales, as he's now known.
Yeah, in the WWF.
Yeah. Versus Undertaker, SummerSlam 93. This is on the 30th, August 93, 8-minute long match. Felt longer, by the way.
Yep.
Giant Gonzales did very light clubbing forearms to the Undertaker's back. I've delivered clubbing forearms. Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can pack up you can pack a wallop with those.
Yeah.
Right? Get a good solid meat on meat slap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But this guy's just tapping the boy like Undertaker, I don't want to hurt you. He can't hurt him. You hit the upper back area. Come on.
Yeah.
He takes bumps on those things. Jesus.
That's what made it worse. Okay. And most of this match, like you're saying, is it's just prodding and boring.
Yeah. Giant Gonzales with his pantomime selling.
Yeah.
Oh no, he isn't. Oh yes, he is. He's behind you. Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Undertaker takes 2 chair shots on the outside. This is a rest in peace match. They can do whatever they want, right? What are the rules of a rest in peace match? Who knows exactly? Who knows?
I think it's meant to be like a hardcore match. I don't actually know because they don't really tell you the rules either. They say it's a rest in peace match. Okay, what does that?
Well, I would have thought similar to a casket match, maybe.
Yeah,
but apparently not.
No, I don't know.
Yeah. So takes 2 chair shots on the outside, and then Giant Gonzales hooks Undertaker knee first into the ring steps, and Taker's taking a beating, right? And then Paul Bearer makes an entrance. Well, first of all, we don't know what the storyline is behind all of this, right? I don't think they show promo packages exactly what's what.
No, I don't think they do. I just think it's meant to be their WrestleMania rematch.
Yeah, but we don't know what happened between
between then and now. Yeah, don't really tell you.
And now, to why Paul Bearer disappeared.
Yeah.
Anyways, Paul Bearer makes an entrance, and he clotheslines Harvey Whippleman. Right?
Yeah.
Harvey Whippleman being the manager of Giant Gonzales. Now, this selling is actually, he overdoes it, right?
Yeah.
But he sells it enough that it's not too overly done. But you would expect 2 guys, Paul Bearer actually has wrestled before.
Yeah.
And I think Harvey Whippleman is competent enough because he won the women's championship.
Yeah, I think at one point he was a wrestler, then he became manager / referee. So yeah, he's probably capable as well.
Yeah. So when he took that clothesline I was like, oh, these 2 non-wrestlers actually have a better interaction.
Yeah.
Than these actual wrestlers. Another part on the Undertaker. It's just like Giant Gonzales not exactly the greatest partner.
Yeah, right? He's not the greatest dog passer.
But yeah, I was like, oh yeah. The outside guys are getting something to do. So he clotheslines Harvey Whippleman, takes the urn, raises the urn, then Undertaker raises himself up from the dead. Undertaker makes a comeback, top rope clothesline, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, that's fair, because you can't get him in a tombstone, and if you choke, how are you going to choke slam him?
Yeah. Because it would make no sense.
Yeah. This got 2.25 from 21 votes. No, 2.55 from 21 votes. I think it's also fair.
Yeah, it is. But what instead of it being a rest in peace match, they should have done a casket match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It made more sense because, then he's resting in peace.
I tell you what as well, why don't you use more hardcore stuff to cover up El Gigante's deficiencies?
Yeah.
But it could be the fact that he can't deliver them safely either.
True. Yeah. Very true. Yeah, there's just so many things wrong with this.
Yeah. I mean... I don't know.
His costume was better than the one he has at WrestleMania.
Well, this costume is the one with the actual fur on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then,
and then so he has a costume where it's like towards his like crotch area, it's like hair, right? Spray paint hair. But then on his later costume, he's got actual hair on his costume, and then they make his trunks out the hair, the caveman hair. Yeah.
Like he looks like a weird version of something from Attack of Titan.
Yeah, where he looked like naked but not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense because you can blatantly know he's not naked. So why did you give him a skin-colored painted?
Yeah. Because I guess they want to make him look more intimidating than he is. Because when you see his build in the WCW matches, he's not exactly built.
No, he's not at all.
Yeah,
this is weird.
Okay, so on to the fourth match here, Chamber of Horrors match, WCW, Halloween Havoc, 27th of October 91, El Gigante, Sting, Steiner Bros, Rick and Scott versus Abdullah the Butcher, Big Van Vader, Cactus Jack, and the Diamond Stud, aka Scott Hall, before he was Razor
Ramon.
Yeah, which was quite interesting watch for me because I was like, I mean, not that you can see anything, but it's like, oh, actually, I've never seen him as Diamond Stud before. I wonder how different he is.
Like, I've knew about Diamond Stud, but I kind of don't know. It was never in my memory because I don't think I ever saw him wrestle as Diamond Stud.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen this match before, but not fully, so I didn't know he was actually in it.
Yeah, so this match got 2.45 out of 10 votes on Cage Match. Okay, it's a 12-minute match, right? I'm like, what am I watching?
1 second.
Because there's too many things going on. Much. Everyone's in a ring. It's not a tag. So you got 8 people fighting each other, right?
Yeah.
But there's no coordination for spots.
No, it was
like,
so clumsy.
Yeah, it's like everyone's doing their own thing or whoever, right?
Yeah.
There's no like setup for particular people to make comebacks or double team other people or like your eyes are just watching whatever, but there's nothing to draw you to that something as a particular set of attention.
Yeah, it's just a mess.
Yeah,
the nicest way of putting it. It's a mess.
But also, it doesn't help that there's a cage. And there's an electric chair that comes down in the middle of the ring. So you just the center of the ring you can't use. Then what can you do? You know, how do you go across?
Because like I'm pretty sure I barely saw any actual wrestling moves.
Yeah,
it was just people
exactly. Just weapons
stumbling around brawling, trying to brawl and cutting people open. Like, okay.
Yeah.
This is a horror.
So, and I just noticed El Gigante just choking people on the corners every so often. I mean, at least you can do that right?
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
So the finish, the only thing I've noted to me was the finish where Rick Steiner is fighting with Abdullah the Butcher on the chair. Like, Abdullah the Butcher's trying to force Rick Steiner into the chair.
Yeah.
And to win this match, you flip the switch that electrocutes your opponent in the chair. So Cactus Jack is climbing to the switch, right?
Yeah.
And he looks and he sees Rick Steiner there and Abdullah's holding him down. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to flip the switch, right? Then he turns over to flip in that direction of the switch. And Rick Steiner grabs Abdullah the Butcher and gives him a belly-to-belly. Now, I'm like, belly-to-belly onto the floor, whatever, fine, right? But you basically lift him up and put him in the chair.
Yeah.
He doesn't impact on anything unless you're going to say his lower spine got jacked from like an inverted atomic drop because he bellied into the chair, which still don't make sense, right? Because he didn't sell nothing.
But somehow he sold enough to be able to get strapped into a chair and
and then Cactus Jack pulled the switch.
Yeah,
and then the electricity sparked and the lights flickered on and off, and got electrocuted.
You know what made no sense about that part?
What?
Right, so Cactus Jack pulls a switch. And then Scott Steiner throws something at Captain Jack. I mean, not Captain Jack. Cactus Jack is like, why?
Yeah.
Like, your team's won because of stupidness. So shouldn't he be happy that he's pulled the thing down and leave him to it rather than throw something at him?
Yeah, and I think this is the story that Mick Foley was saying. The switch kept on flopping down.
Yeah.
Without it, because for some reason it wasn't stable enough to hold up or whatever.
Yeah.
So he had to keep on putting it back up to pretend to put it down. He basically had to hold it up after a bit.
Wow.
And wait for the spot.
That's and it's funny because you keep him. Obviously, he's not gonna look at the chair or whatever for the sport, but you kind of keep him kind of looking over like, I need to sort of.
Yeah, because first of all, he's got to pretend to see that his teammate is not on it, and then he's got to remember that he's got to look enough to know that his teammate is on it for the finish.
Yeah,
and it's just like, like you said, it's like, right, there should have been something that happened, like Scott Steiner threw whatever at him, for the finish, so he knows that Abdullah's in the chair.
Yeah, or even like a ref near him could have said, he's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But now you point out, I don't know if maybe Scott Steiner's thing was to give him a signal.
But he
already pulled the trigger by that point.
Yeah. But the funny bit as well was like when Abdullah was sitting on the headpiece.
Yeah.
So Rick had to sort of like yank it from underneath him to put on his head. It's like, oh, this is just so clumsy.
And I tell you what's also funny is, I've went in close up, and then the headpiece is not even attached to his head.
Yeah. That's another piece. I was like,
he's setting an execution. Unless you tell me he slumped down, but then what's electrocuting him then?
Exactly.
I mean, you could say he got electrocuted, and then ended up slumping down, but the thing was still going on, and he was still shaking, like, whatever.
And like, whose idea was it to have a match where you execute someone?
Probably Dusty Rhodes.
Probably, but like, just think about that. That's nightmare fuel for a child or something.
Yeah.
Like seeing someone get like electrocuted to death, and then resurrecting after the match.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing with wrestling, right? Apparently, the rules or regulations of the real world don't apply in wrestling. So if you want to murder someone in a wrestling ring,
it's fine.
Apparently, it can be allowed. I believe JBL tried to run over John Cena, right?
Yeah.
And there was no charges on that. Hogan and the NWO ran an ambulance over, smashed an ambulance that had the Rock inside it. And when they looked inside it afterwards to see what happened to the Rock, they were so scared they ran off. And then the next week on Raw, Rock was healed up. So that makes sense. I believe Austin had Triple H. Okay. Quote unquote had Triple H inside a car, right? They flipped over on forklift. Except that Triple H's non-corporeal voice was sounding outside of the car.
Yeah.
And then he miraculously survived for the next week on Raw. Okay, whatever.
What's other ones as we've got time to waste? I'm trying to think of other stupid wrestling.
Oh, they're murders. Finishes and some things, right?
I'm pretty sure The Rock also threw Austin off of a bridge.
Yeah.
And he survived.
Yeah.
Not even survived, but
torture people according to wrestling rules, right?
Yeah.
The amount of people that Austin quote unquote interrogated.
Yeah.
Oh, Austin got ran over.
Yep. Rikishi didn't get arrested for that.
Yep.
No. Kurt Angle got pushed off the stage by the Big Show, and you saw like a pile of blood by his head.
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh, Big Boss Man hooked up Big Show's dead father. Casket to a car, and they drove him around the graveyard.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that's a criminal offence, but nothing came from
it. Big Boss Man also chopped up Al Snow's dog and fed it to Al Snow.
Yep, also another crime that you get arrested for. Oh, The Undertaker hanging the Big Boss Man.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania.
The very next day, because that was on the WrestleMania. The very next day, Big Boss Man's alive.
Yeah. You're like, oh.
Yeah. And joined the corporate ministry at that.
Yeah.
This
doesn't make any sense. Wrestling, oh god.
Yeah, I'm sure there's many a time where some spouse got kidnapped, and then basically you can force someone to give you a title shot if you've got their
their family member or something.
Like
because
Oh, didn't Undertaker quote unquote kill Paul Bearer in the cement?
Yeah, in front of thousands of people as well.
And Kay set some cameraman on fire.
Yeah,
set JR on fire as well.
There's so many. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised TNA hasn't done
wait, before we get distracted with all of that, right?
Yeah.
All that insanity. Okay, final match, right? That we have here. Versus The Undertaker. WrestleMania 9. 4th of April '93. This is a 7-minute match. Undertaker's with Paul Bearer, Giant Gonzales with Harvey Whippleman. Normal match.
Yeah.
Singles match. It's got 42 votes on cage match, and he has 0.79 rating.
Sounds
which I think was kind of that is actually kind of harsh.
No, it is. It is. It wasn't like too bad.
Yeah.
Like if anything, I'll probably say it's better than the other matches he's in.
Well, I don't. Well, okay.
I'm only saying that because he actually was in this match. The others, he was just happened to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, that sounds slightly better. Well,
so this is the match, right? Okay, so when Giant Gonzales is by himself in the match, you can see, right? I have my notes here. Underselling and overselling at the same time, which is amazing, right?
Yeah.
How'd you do such a thing? Giant Gonzales choke grips Undertaker from one side of one ring turnbuckle to the other, right?
Yeah.
And then Undertaker steps on the second turnbuckle to grip Giant Gonzales and a choke back. And then Giant Gonzales obviously oversells the grip.
Yeah.
And then Macho Man says, that proves the Undertaker is not real. He's from down under. And I'm like, right. I mean, Kenny, is he talking? He's not talking about Australia, right? But can he just mention hell at this point?
I guess not.
All right. Fair enough.
Which is weird, but all right, whatever.
Now, Giant Gonzales does actually mouth off to the crowd and play to the crowd. Like, I'll give him that. With physical gestures, yeah?
Yeah.
But yeah.
He weren't great.
Yeah, no, but it's just more of the standard, whatever he's saying whatever, right?
Yeah.
He's giving the mannerisms like, oh yeah, I can take this guy, blah blah blah, and then he raises his hands up, like to get a reaction, which is fair enough. But it's the same basic stuff he does all the time. He doesn't even change it to different gestures and stuff like that.
Yeah, he doesn't. It's that same lost, confused 14-year-old boy face.
Yeah. Giant Gonzales does a reverse chin lock, right, on Undertaker. Now Paul Bearer raises like Undertaker's in this for like 2 minutes of a 7-minute match.
Yeah.
Paul Bearer raises the urn. Undertaker reaches out and revives himself, right, and he elbows out of the chin lock.
Do you remember that when that was a thing? Like the urn gave him powers.
Yeah.
Never made any sense. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's a supernatural character.
But like, did they ever say what was in the urn?
No. But there was one time where I think when the Undertaker left in 1994, got beat up by all the heels and put in the casket.
Yeah.
When he was coming back for his dramatic comeback, Paul Bearer opened the urn and the light shot out of it, and then Undertaker. I
remember that I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Now it makes no sense, but I thought it was cool.
So Giant Gonzales rams Undertaker into the steel steps twice. Paul Bearer raises the urn and Undertaker raises from the dead again. Undertaker gets his comeback, and Giant Gonzales sells being staggered, but he sells it really amateurly.
Yeah,
like he's about to fall asleep. Fighting to keep, trying to keep his eyes open. I'm like, what's going on here?
He doesn't know. We don't know.
Hold up a second. I'm just gonna blow my nose so you can cut this bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go sleep after this.
Yeah, you should do, man. You sound rough.
Yeah. All right. And what I off? Yeah, 5 minutes. Okay. And yeah. Okay, and we're back. So, Giant Gonzales down to one knee, and Harvey Whippleman then distracts the referee / Undertaker.
Yeah.
By throwing in a cloth. Some white cloth, right?
Yeah.
And then Undertaker gets Harvey Whippleman in like a double choke hold.
Yeah.
And Giant Gonzales, he picks up the cloth and the first thing he does is knock over Paul Bearer.
Yeah.
And then he puts the chloroform to Undertaker's face and holds it there. And the ref DQs him because obviously it's a foreign object. Now, my logic is, I think he had to knock over Paul Bearer because there had to be a smell of whatever, right? So you can't put a toxic smell onto the Undertaker's face. Right?
Yeah.
So whatever was in the urn probably was the smell. so the crowd could smell it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't even know, but yeah, they had to make the chloroform smell happen.
Yeah.
So the crowd there knows, and then Macho Man's like on the commentary saying, "Yeah, can you smell that?" and stuff like that. So, but logically speaking, you would have to earn. If that was the case, you'd probably have to earn nearer where the area you're going to put the chloroform, right?
Yeah.
Because if you not pull Barrett over in one corner, you kind of drag Undertaker towards that corner.
Yeah. Cause I was thinking, like, are they like is Macho Man and like Vince McMahon like just over? No, sorry, was it Jim Ross? Yeah. Overselling this chloroform, even though you couldn't spell it. But now what you're saying kind of makes sense.
Well, I'm guessing because I expect if they're saying it, the crowd must have to
smell it as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because then be like, why is he just putting a cloth over his face?
Yeah, exactly. Because then the crowd would be like, "What's going on here?" But then you could probably just make the jump to your own logical conclusion. True. But then when Matchman says, "Do you smell that?" Obviously, it must be, isn't it? Well, no, unless there isn't, and then some crowd member goes, "What is he talking about? There was no smell."
I would like to wonder. I would like to find out if they.
Well, I'm just saying if they planned it like that.
Because I know, like, if it was nowadays, they'll probably do it like that.
Yeah. So. There's disqualification. See disqualification. Yeah, Undertaker cells being down for like what, a good 5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, and then Gonzalez starts chokeslamming people.
Oh, okay. So he grabs Earl Hebner in a. Now, it's one of two things to happen here, right? He grabs Earl Hebner, and Earl Hebner's flailing left and right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if because Giant Gonzales is holding him, and they try to time the chokeslam, but they keep on mucking up their timing.
Yeah.
And eventually just lifts him up and gives him a choke slam, which was a good choke slam, by the way.
Yeah, I would say that.
Or Earl Hebner was super selling, right? The grip. And he's playing about pretending that he's trying to get out.
That sounds like it makes more sense.
No, I don't know. So I was like, because of how not competent Giant Gonzales is, it's either the good option or the bad option. I don't know which one it is.
It's probably the bad option, but I like to think it was the good option.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the only thing, like, for this whole thing, is like, oh, his chokeslam was pretty good. That's the only thing I could actually say. Oh, okay.
Hebner sells it pretty well as well, actually. He just comes down like, when you get hit in Family Guy, you just splat.
Yeah.
I mean, not like, okay, so I think Trish Stratus took a chokeslam and she just splatted right on the ground.
Yeah.
And she didn't move. And I was like, that's not a great smell, unfortunately. She said it that she's completely gone from the chokeslam, but when you do those kind of dead cells, it's not dramatic.
Yeah, especially something like a chokeslam.
Yeah. I'm not criticizing in the sense. I'm just like, if she hit the ground and she's rolled around holding her back, and then like cover her face like she's crying from the pain, fair enough, but when you hit the ground, just hit the ground with a flat bump with no oomph to it, it looks non-dramatic at all.
But then sometimes they look a bit too
Yeah.
Like, it's like some they're selling to, like, some wrestlers today, they oversell certain things. Like, okay, you kind of.
Well, the thing is, though, if you sell realistically, as in, if you got hit like that for real.
Yeah.
And you go down like that, that's how you would be. But everyone wants you going, right, that person didn't do much to sell the move.
But I think, like, Trish-wise, because she's a woman, not saying that it's anything sexist, like, I think it makes more sense for her to just act like she's dead rather than sort of selling it.
Well, this is probably as well when she was training and not actually
proper
had matches.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
it's times. Undertaker gets taken back on the stretcher. He then revives minutes later.
Yeah.
Gong! And he just basically staggers back like a zombie to fight Giant Gonzales. And he gives him multiple clotheslines and then finally knocks Giant Gonzales down by doing a jumping styling line-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was meant to knock himself over as well in the process, but he probably hit Giant Gonzales with a good couple of clotheslines. And he's like, this boy ain't shifted, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was selling, just sending the stagger, but he's not going down. So I'm thinking probably like, give him one for the boys, boom, and he knocks himself down in the process.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Giant Gonzales rolls out the ring and backs off, and out, and then the match is finished.
Yeah, and this is classed as one of the Undertaker's streaks at Wrestlemania for some stupid reason.
Well, he didn't lose.
Yeah, but he won by like DQ. So
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, he still won.
he
That's all
still
that
won.
counts.
But like I remember one of the WrestleManias. I think it was one when he fought Brock
Yeah,
and he lost the streak. They had like
yeah,
all the caskets of the people that he's beaten.
yeah.
Even though realistic now, it's kind of bad taste because all of them actually are dead. But anyway,
Yeah.
it had Giant Gonzales. Realistically, you should have him and an asterisk on it rather than I defeated him. You didn't really defeat him.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's all I can say about that.
Yeah. I just find it funny all the time when you mention it.
Overall, what did you think of this guy?
I don't really think anything of him because he did like 2 things in these 5 matches.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you what I think, right? He was undertrained.
Yeah, yeah.
And he shouldn't have been allowed to get in the ring until he got better. But if they were going to use him as they used him in the first match, like an attraction.
Yeah.
At the same time, it seems to me he only got his spot because he was of his genetics.
Yeah, of course. He was an ex-basketball player, and they're like, "Oh, he's super tall. We can make money off him."
Yeah, yeah, and it's not as if, I mean, if he had a moveset that all he needed to do was certain things like the choke slam, scoop slam, hit people over the clubbing forearms.
Yeah.
Even though, the elbow to the head.
Yeah.
The bionic elbow, even, right? Big boot. You could work around all that stuff. I mean, Great Khali did that stuff.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Strangely, a superior wrestler.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, do you think Great Khali was actually better from what we watched?
Yeah. 100%. Great Khali was a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. I mean, look. I wouldn't be watching any of these matches again anytime soon. But then again, same for the Great Khali. We wouldn't watching any of those matches again anytime soon.
That.
Yeah.
But at least the Great Khali sort of had something to him. Like, character-wise. What did this dude have, if I'm honest?
No, that Great Khali could actually sell, but not really. Okay, Great Khali could take bumps. This guy never did.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm talking for a clothesline, but hey.
Yeah, now you put it, he didn't do anything. He's a phony. But yeah,
in a world full of phonies, he's the phoniest.
He's the biggest phony of all phonies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, who in WCW and then WWE as well, WWF was like, hey, so we see how bad this guy is, offer him a contract.
Yep.
Shut your mouth.
It's the whole stupid, he's an attraction thing, isn't it?
Well, he's just big, because you can be big without being an attraction.
Yeah. Because
you're not good enough.
But and then they put him, in WCW, he didn't really do anything. Like, he wasn't in any major feuds with. But then you put him in a feud in WWF with Undertaker.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Good on him, though. For getting very far on limited talent.
Yeah. And we don't mean that as a backhand compliment. No. It's just like, genuinely, when you look at it, you're like,
good on him.
Man made money.
Yeah.
He got notoriety that some of us will never get either.
Yeah, exactly. Milk it as long as you can.
Yeah.
Good on him.
But he somehow, whatever he did to get the pay pack he was getting, he was probably getting more than he was actually being
used. Yeah.
You know what? He's getting more than he was worth. Yeah,
of course.
Maybe. As far as wrestling goes.
Good on
skill wise, anyways. I mean, I think he just should have been trained a bit more. And then if he couldn't hack it, or he wasn't good enough, they'd just be like, don't use him.
Yeah, or find something else for him to do.
Yeah, but this is wrestling, Yeah.
I
mean, he could have just had the Diesel bodyguard role,
Yeah, exactly.
How do you think Omos is going to end up?
I don't know, I haven't seen him since.
I feel like since he split from AJ, he's exposed now.
Yeah.
And it's just, You could do better, mate.
Because, like, the last time I've seen him, because I don't watch Raw regularly, I keep up to date with it, but I don't watch it. And the last time I saw or heard anything about him was the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And that was months ago at this point.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I wish him the best, almost. Because I like him. Like,
I think, look, he's got time on his side, he can do stuff. And if anything, he's got his genetics on his side. They'll always keep him to do stuff. But I hope that he gets better quicker.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Or they put him in multi-man matches and stuff like that, like a Survivor Series or whatever, just to give him... Realistically, they should not give him... Like what they did with Antonio Gogo.
Yeah.
Where he's had his match, right? And then he's going back to training or whatever that he's doing.
Yeah.
He's disappeared for a while, right? It still hasn't come back, I don't think, actually.
I think he's had odd match every now and then, like in Dark or whatever, but...
Yeah. I mean, but like that, it's good training, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because then you're like, he had this big match, and then they try to give him more ring time to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should...
To be fair, though, like we said last time we saw him, he's got all the tools. Yeah. He just needs to get more practice.
Yeah, they should put him more on... They should have kept him in NXT for a while, then brought him up, rather than just bring him up. And then, yeah. But, hey... Because he could have worked in new NXT, you know.
Who, Omos? Yeah.
But... Old NXT, I kind of see why they didn't take him there, because you had, like, wrestlers in there, and they would have just made him look silly.
Unless, of course, he was in the tag matches there.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey. All right. So, okay. Back to our boy Giant Gonzales.
Yeah.
Nothing else to say for him.
How tall was he really?
7'7", I think he was.
Okay.
He did legit make everyone look small, but then everyone else's heights are adjusted as well. So
yeah.
But they say build height 8. Legit, I think 7'7".
That makes sense. Because I know he kept on saying that, like, he makes Andre Giant look small. Like, okay. But Andre looked like an attraction, you know, because he was, like, tall and wide. He's just tall. Nothing special.
Yeah. But he could do stuff as well until he got too big.
Yeah. And just like it hurt him to walk. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, we're not biased at all. It's bad and good stuff. So
yeah, exactly. I was entertained through this. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say this was like the worst thing I watched. I was entertained.
Yeah. You know, his overall wrestling rating in cage matches 1.41.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think that's because that's the average of all the matches that he's been in and stuff like
that. Okay. That makes sense.
Or, you know, average votes or something like that. Yeah.
Like, I've watched worse wrestling matches, if I'm honest. With more competent wrestlers, so they're saying something.
Yeah. All right. That is enough of that, all right?
Yeah, also...
Well, actually, okay, hold on. Someone here gave him a 10 out of 10 rating.
That's a troll.
And well, here's the thing. He's right. The comments here are pretty harsh, and they are even considering he was a tower due to his... A tower? Well, you know, big-sized person probably, right? Due to his condition, which led him to be almost immovable in the ring. Okay, even his selling is bad, but he seemed pretty charismatic to me. He was probably the most enormous superstar that every wrestling promotion will have, and a very gentle and professional person too. And the WWE treated him pretty bad. Seeing some of those quote-unquote Hall of Fames out there, this wouldn't be another one of those undeserved spots, no doubt.
Oh.
Right. So even the best praise there, that's actually not praised him particularly well.
Yeah, if I say that, it seems like a bit of a dig at the same time.
Well, look, no, but this person's like, I acknowledge how bad he is, right? But he's not as bad as people say, which is fair enough. But then why you give him 10 out of 10?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah, it's like, it's the pity vote. It's like, all right. Yeah.
No, I don't give him pity vote. He made it far in life.
Yeah. Look, like we're saying, give him the props. He made his money.
Yeah.
And he probably made more than he was worth.
Yeah. Good on him. He fell upwards.
Yes.
Yeah. And
he only had a 6-year career, by the way.
Yeah, he did, didn't it? Because he did a brief stint in New Japan, which is random.
Well, yeah, but Japan loves their freak show matches.
Yeah, they do, innit? Yeah, they love it.
Because they'll let people that are untrained and yeah, you're like, really?
Yeah, I never understood it. But good on him. But sadly, he did die, which is pretty sad.
At the age of 44, so we're going to say, I mean, probably the complications of all his giganticism, you know?
Yeah.
But you know what it is? It's like, when you're that big, you either go to basketball or be a wrestler.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good on him.
Yeah. So that's us signing off then. I mean, there's no other things to say about, right?
He did do a bit of acting, so again.
Oh, shut up! What do you do?
Yeah, he was in Swamp Thing, 1992, Trouble in Paradise, the movie, Baywatch,
yeah,
and then 4 episodes of Trouble and Fun in Paradise, this TV series.
Yeah,
Hercules in the Underworld, never heard of that. And then
wait, who was Hercules in that one?
Nah, he was Eric's the boxer. I don't know.
No. Who was Hercules in that one?
Let me quickly see. Oh, yeah, Kevin Sobo.
Oh, okay.
Right. This must be one of the TV movies of the Hercules TV show.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, is it Luther Rigano? Is it Arnold? Or yeah.
Oh, okay, that's weird. And
wait, okay. Is any of his setting in that or acting better than his wrestling acting?
If I remember, because I have seen him in a few things, I'm pretty sure I've seen background. He wasn't that bad.
All the things you listed, right?
Yep.
Is any of his acting actually better in that than what we saw in Ring? Okay.
Probably in the same bar, if I'm honest.
All right. Fair enough. I mean, what can you expect from
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good on him.
So, I mean, look, I will say this, and it's a backhand compliment, but he does have the ability to manipulate time to make it seem longer than it actually is.
Yeah, that's his superhuman power.
Yeah. I mean, if it was cruiserweights and you gave them this time limit here, right? Then some of these matches, you'd see it blaze across so fast sometimes, you'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
It was over that quick.
But this match, you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Wow, how has it only been 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I salute you, Giant Gonzales. I salute you.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
All right. Well, okay, that's us signing off, I guess. I am... Jeez. I'm the lost little 40-year-old boy in the body of a 6'7" man. To I chug.
And I am his spray painted.
6'7", sorry. 7'6".
7'6", yep. And I am the chloroform rag that he used to pass out the Undertaker, Kyle Charles.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. And if you guys have any memories of him and how he wasn't the worst thing to happen at WrestleMania 9, let us know through the comments or message, all that lovely stuff. If you was 7'6", would you wear a body airbrushed suit of yourself, make you look more muscular? I probably wouldn't because it's weird.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, if you didn't have to build,
if I didn't have to build, I just
but I'd probably have some sort of costume, rather than a naked bodysuit.
Yeah, because that's just weird.
Yeah,
just scarring kids' memories.
Yeah,
and just let us know. Don't forget to share this with friends. Don't forget to like our YouTube channel. Things are coming on that. And I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip around Multiverse with us. Bye.
Bye.